Hard to believe, but at one point, air conditioning in Houston was a rare status symbol. Today, we know it's a necessity and a lifesaver. If it breaks down, getting it fixed during the height of the heat season can be tough. That's why it helps to create an established relationship with our next guest. Maintenance plans keep your units working better, longer. They can also install a new system if yours can no longer stand the heat. Travis Arnesen and Martin Hardy with Service Experts shared how their technicians can help you keep your cool this summer. Travis, if not for this thing called HVAC, there would be no such thing as a city called Houston because we wouldn't have air conditioning. So it makes sense that companies are here that specialize in that. But tell us about, with Service Experts, your philosophy and how comprehensive your company is.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Service Experts is one of the nation's leading home services company. We do HVAC, plumbing, and electrical in territories that serve more than 31 states.
Yeah.
Here in Houston, we have a location up on Sam Houston Parkway and a new location coming soon, opening up in Fulshire.
And you mentioned it being across the country, but the great thing about having one locally here, you are people who live here, you work here, you understand what our environment is like.
Absolutely. You know, Houston summers are really brutal, right? They're hot, they're humid, it puts a lot of strain on equipment. AC units don't just cool places, they also take humidity out of the air. And so these wet, hot Houston summers are really rough on compressors and electrical components. So systems work really hard, and it's really important to make sure systems are running smoothly, especially before summer, before it's too late.
One of the things that's also important to people is who's coming into their home and the training that they get, and you all make sure you're on top of that always.
Absolutely. Every technician we have is ACE certified, advanced certified expert. We have rigorous training programs, multiple mobile training labs we move throughout the country. We make sure every technician is fully trained on every piece of equipment we have, is background checked, et cetera, before they step foot in anyone's home.
Yeah, and part of that too is because technology changes.
It does. We have robust systems. We actually use a lot of technology to assist our technicians in the field. So we work on most, if not all, major manufacturers and brands in the industry.
Yeah, Martin, you're one of those expert technicians. What brought you into this field of work?
I actually started out with resort and started touching with ACs there. And then coming back to Houston, I just wanted to help make sure everybody had AC in their home, right? Kind of feel like a first responder a little bit,
you know?
It
is. Well, I'm gonna tell you, when that thing goes out in August, you are a first responder.
Yes, ma'am.
But you know, we need more people in the trades. And I'm just gonna use this moment to say, your plea for more people to consider going into the trades like this, because it is so important.
Yeah, 100%. It is very important for not just yourself, right? Elderlies and stuff that are in the homes that we need to take care of and get them cooling. Just a dying trade sometimes, but it keeps going back and forth, right? And hopefully this year we do get some more young people getting in the field and we can keep going.
Yeah. So just like anything else, maintenance matters. And so I think a lot of us just kind of, you flip the switch inside the home and just forget about it. Well, the first day of summer, June 21st rolls around, even though we don't need to get to the first day of summer. But as you mentioned, summer heat puts extra stress on HVAC systems. And then we know as we get into hurricane season, there are some other issues that can happen there. So if you maintain something, just like our bodies, if you in your cars, if you maintain something, it pays off in the end.
Yeah. A car is a perfect analogy. You know, a lot of people don't think about HVAC systems as requiring maintenance. You know, they think if it's working, it's not broken, don't try and fix it. I would say a car is a great analogy, like an oil change. Everyone knows they have to get their oil changed at least once a year. Think about your HVAC system in a similar light. Preventative maintenance is one of the best things people can do to make sure going into season their equipment works. It can help identify issues early and avoid costly emergency breakdown. When there's a long wait time, could be more expensive. It will solve issues early and make sure your equipment is running and ready for summer.
Yeah, fix the small things before they become big things.
Absolutely, and Service Experts offers excellent packages. We have memberships that start at low as $15 a month. It gets you 2 precision tune-ups, annual maintenances, a free diagnostic check right now, so well worth the money, and will save a lot of money in the long run.
And the great thing about that membership is that you're reminding us, hey, because we'll forget about it, right? All right, and Martin, there are some things that we can do on our own that can make a big difference, and one of them is this situation right up here. So looking at the filter, how many people do you walk into the house and they go, well, I don't know where the filter is?
There is a lot of those, right? Like especially with these big filters here, these are a media filter which go up there in your attic. Some people buy a new house and they don't even know that it's there, right? And those can get in there for a year to 2 years before it even gets changed. That's why it's important to have those maintenances, so that way we can come out and take a look at these systems.
Yeah. Now,
like this wheel here being that dirty, that's a maintenance thing.
Yeah.
That's where we can come out and look at it.
Okay, and what happens when these things are this dirty?
So this is going to take your decrease in efficiency, which is going to raise your energy bill, of course, right? And also it's going to hurt the system. Dirt is your #1 killer of an HVAC system. Keeping that system clean is just, like I said, efficiency is the biggest thing, and keeping it healthy, keeping that airflow.
I mentioned hurricane season earlier. As we know, water can come in and rise quickly, but it also can go away quickly, and then people go back in and think, okay, and flip that switch to turn that air conditioner back on. Before you would do something like that, you would want to have it checked out after we've gone through a tough storm. What can happen to that system if we've had water rise into it, or it's just been through like high winds and the whole bit?
Depends on the systems, right? Some of them are ledges, right, nowadays. But if the system does get covered in water, we just want to come out there and make sure that the plug or something didn't come undone with the water moving around it, as well as just limbs and stuff going into that fan. We want to make sure that nothing's stuck in there so that if you turn it on and it's trying to move, it just burns off the motor, right? Yeah. Make sure that no debris got stuck into the coils and everything like that.
Yeah. All right. And there's some tips for us to prepare. And some of these things are kind of, not outside of just HVAC, but even strapping down or disassembling things that can go flying, because it'll go flying.
Absolutely. Early preparedness is key. Like Martin said, make sure units are strapped down and secured, remove anything that could become loose debris. And certainly if there's expectation of a water surge, turn off breakers. And post-storm, this is really important, have an expert technician check equipment before turning it back on, particularly when water is involved. That's really important for safety. And then obviously there's risk of mold and things like that post-storm. So before equipment is turned back on, or if water was present, always have someone come out and check out your unit.
Yeah, and when you're a part of y'all's team, you are kind of in the front of the line, I would say.
Absolutely. We take storm preparation very seriously. Our teams are prepped, so any post-surge, our teams are staged and ready to meet the demands of the community.
Yeah. And again, let's go over the Service Experts Advantage program.
The Advantage program is an excellent program. It's what really differentiates us. So it's actually a leasing product that gets brand new high-efficiency equipment, installation, maintenance, even filters included for one predictable monthly payment.
Yeah, and again, keep up that maintenance, because you want to get every penny out of that system. And at some point where you might need a new system, you can help us with that as well. And so many questions to answer. Sometimes people may have one unit in the house when they need two. And so especially if you've done some remodeling or things like that, right?
Absolutely.
And so you can go through our entire system to make sure it's functioning properly. And again, that the membership for $15 a month, I mean, you can't beat that.
Yep.
All right, before we get to like the thick of it in summer, let me just say bless you for being up in the attic trying to figure out why that thing has not been changed.
Thank you.
But thank you, gentlemen, very much.
Thank you so much for having us.
Service Experts has a limited time offer for Great Day viewers. Get a free HVAC system diagnostic check when you sign up for a monthly membership starting at just $15 a month. Visit their website at serviceexperts.com for terms and conditions. For more information, call 866-EXPERTS. That works out to be 866-397-3787. Again, that's 866-397-3787.